Okay, so the first two tests I'm going to do are strength and melting, and I got that off a video which I'll put in a link below. And what you can see is I've only got two on hand. I've only got the T2 and the Twinings, and you can see that they both tear about the same. So I don't think the strength test really helps in telling whether it's a microplastic or not. One thing that I thought was quite clever is the burning. So I think the burning is quite useful. You can see here that the T2 definitely burns like you're melting nylon rope. It sort of pulls back and curls up. And the twining one seems to burn. I think the real crux of it and the easiest way to tell if you've got a microplastic is just to go straight to the microscope. And you can see straight away with the T2 that it looks like a plastic. So if you look at the fibers, so we did study this. I do have a degree in medical science. We've studied many of these sort of histology, microscopy things, and to recognize different fibers. And so you can see that there's a consistency. It just is a consistent strength all the way across. It's very repetitive. And there are these strange links as well. So that's all classic of an artificial fiber. So that is plastic. And if you look at the Twinings tea bag, you can see they're quite weak. They're bendy. They're also of different strengths. They're tapering out, so they're different thicknesses. So they're going from thick to thin, and they're just quite random. And so that's how you recognize a natural fiber. And so that would most likely be paper. And so that being the case, the question is, well, when you make pea, does it actually release those fibers? And so I've done a control. Obviously, this needs to be repeated. Um, and I've done loose leaf as well. And so I'm doing all those four just once, just to see if it's a feasible study. And I was even going to filter paper it. And so this is what the filter paper looks like. Unfortunately, there are quite a lot of gaps in there. So I'm not quite sure. It didn't really work out. This is what the T2 did look like. It did seem to catch a fiber, so one of the fibers got released, but I think just taking one drop of the liquid was the best way to go. So I'll just show you the control first. This was the water, and I didn't change the adjustment. So when I put the other slides in, they came up focused straight away, and I was focusing on material. So it looks to come up completely clean if you just take one random drop with just the pure boiling water. And I'll do the loose leaf tea as another sort of control as well. And you can see there are some fibers around, but they are not the tea bag fibers. They're obviously fibers from the tea itself, and you can see that they're wavy. It's going from thick to thin. There's no consistency, so they look like natural fibers. There doesn't seem to be anything unnatural, although that looks a little bit strange, but that's just a one-off. So there's nothing really repetitive at all. So the loose leaf seems to have natural fibers released. Now, the Twinings tea bag also seems to have natural fibers, not necessarily more. Um, so, just because Twinings seems to be off the hook, it doesn't mean it's necessarily safe. I think there needs to be more studies done, and maybe the glues as well. So just as to get to the end, I am going to loose leaf tea, and I'm not even going to use any tea bags at all because of the glues and because it's just too hard to keep track of which tea bag's safe and which one's not. And so here we are with the T2 tea bag, and you can see there are lots of fibers. That doesn't mean they're not natural fibers. So just have a close look. That one looks like to be the unnatural fiber that's released. Those ones as well, they're all the same thicknesses. And they all look like the plastic that we looked at before. That one looks like a natural one. And that one looks like the plastic. That one looks like the plastic. So does that one. So I think you can clearly see, um, obviously those little pieces didn't look very well fixed in the original tea bag anyway, and they've come out. So there's definitely microplastics being released. Are they dangerous? I don't know. Is this repeat? Does this need to be repeated? Yeah, it does. I'll leave that to those getting paid to do the studies. All right, but definitely microplastics come off.